Hi, welcome back to Online Coping Skills, and I'm bringing you another skill for when you're feeling too much, that kind of raw, overwhelming feeling. And the skill that we're going to talk about today is HALT. So it's an acronym, HALT. It is often used in 12-step and AA, but I feel like it's a great skill and a great kind of check-in for when you're kind of not sure what you're feeling or just kind of an overwhelming feeling. So it stands for hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. And the idea behind HALT is that if you're feeling any of those four things, it is not a good time to kind of make a big decision or kind of act out or make any kind of choices in your life. That the focus should be kind of checking in and seeing if any of those four you can take care of. So as kind of a quick little joke, my mom used to say that most things can be solved with food and a nap. And although that's not necessarily true in a very sort of simplistic way of looking at it, the idea is just to sort of do a little self-inventory and think like, am I feeling HALT? Before I pick up the phone and get angry with someone, before I maybe shut down, before I tell my boss the truth about things, before I maybe kind of act out of anger or rage or just maybe make a bad decision based on this feeling of being emotionally overwhelmed. So check in with yourself, HALT. I've also seen some S's at the end for seriousness or for kind of other things. People like to add stress to the end as well. So address these things. If you're kind of feeling overwhelmed or just kind of raw and cranky, kind of check in, like, what time is it? Have I eaten yet? Ooh, actually, maybe I should eat something and just lay down for a little bit. Maybe I should have a quick snack. Maybe I should have a protein bar. Maybe I should have, a glass of water, but just kind of nourish yourself and do this check-in. So hungry is kind of an easy one. Angry. If you're feeling angry at someone, not that you need to fix the anger right now and not that the anger might not be justified either, but thinking about kind of what you're angry about or who you're angry about, what the situation was, and kind of see if there's any way that you can kind of check in. It might just be, right now, I'm really angry, I'm really enraged, work was terrible, I'm mad at this person or mad at my boss, and just recognizing it, owning it, holding it, and then waiting until there's a better time to maybe deal with what you need to deal with. It's not about fixing the problem, it's more about kind of acknowledging this is a problem and also acknowledging not making big decisions right now or not kind of acting out or acting from a place of anger. So lonely. For a lot of people, lonely is sort of a big trigger, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships, whether they're friends or romantic relationships or even potentially coworker or boss work relationships. But check in about your loneliness. And once again, that could just be saying, feeling really lonely. I'm feeling really lonely and really isolated right now, and just acknowledging it. It doesn't need to be, how can I get less lonely? Let me make a bunch of friends. Let me call everyone I know and go out tonight and party. It's a lot of just awareness, just self-awareness, the self-inventory. So if you're feeling lonely, now might not be the time to kind of make a big decision or act on something or kind of do much with. It might be acknowledging it. If you are able to kind of work on the problem or work on being lonely, maybe now is a good time to think about, how can I be less lonely? How can I make friends? Maybe I should reach out to friends that have checked in with me, but I've been too upset or too depressed or too lonely to reach back out to. So hungry, angry, lonely, and the last one's tired. Back to my mom's little ism about everything can be fixed with a snack and a nap. Maybe, you are tired. Have you not been sleeping very well? Are you only getting 3 or 4 hours a night? Are you even getting maybe 6 or 7 and it's still, you're still feeling really exhausted? So if you're feeling really tired, if you can, try taking a nap. If you struggle with bed, we'll sort of discuss sleep hygiene later on, but also feel free to talk to your doctor and see if there's something that can be done to maybe help you go to sleep or help you stay asleep. If you're having nightmares, or if there's sort of other things, especially trauma things, kind of check in with yourself and see and check out some other videos to see how you can kind of deal with that, whether it's anxiety or trauma that might be keeping you up as well. So if you're able to take a nap, take a nap. And keep in mind, you might be getting 8, 9, 10, hey, you might be getting 14 hours of sleep a day. And that still might make you feel really tired. And that, could be a big sign of depression that, could be from other things. So there's no perfect amount of sleep either, because too little, too much can both feel the same kind of cruddy way and be also ineffective. So see how you can adjust that. If you feel like you're sleeping all day long or taking multiple naps and that's not effective for you, maybe the T in tired is actually oversleeping. And once again, feel free to sort of talk to your treatment team, psychiatrists, doctors, counselors, social workers. If you work with somebody, clergy or spiritual advisor, life coaches, feel free to sort of check in with them. And I'll sort of cover some sleep hygiene later on in a different set of skills. But the idea of HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, and tired, is that it is ineffective. It's ineffective to make decisions when you're feeling any of those 4 things. So check in with yourself, do a self-inventory. If you can work on it or be a little solution focused, that's great. If all you're doing is saying, I'm feeling really lonely right now, just acknowledge it, own it, hold it, and realize that now is not the best time to be making decisions, to be making wise choices, and kind of recognize like, whoa. It's also a good skill to kind of look back on if, let's say, you lashed out at somebody or did something that you might now be regretting, kind of looking back and saying, did I feel any HALT? Actually, I hadn't slept for 2 days and I really lashed out at my boyfriend. Or, oh man, that angry email to my boss was a really bad idea at 2 o'clock in the morning. And it might be different for you. It might feel different or look different, but those are some quick examples of kind of also looking back and seeing how HALT has affected you in the past. So that's the skill of sort of checking in and utilizing HALT. I'll repeat it again: hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. I will also include a worksheet about HALT, which is not directly related to substance abuse, although it's often utilized in 12-step. I think it's a really great skill, and I hope that it is effective for you, and I hope that you find some benefit and are able to work on using that skill.